We're going to turn now to our conversation with some big city leaders who, for the first time in history, the four biggest American cities led by black mayors. And last week, before this California shooting, CBS Saturday Morning co-host Michelle Miller sat down with three of them: New York's Eric Adams, Karen Bass of Los Angeles, and outgoing Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner. Collectively, they lead nearly 20 million people, and they spoke about the greatest challenges they face and also reflected on what this history-making moment means to them.
I'm proud that I'm the first, but I will be very excited to not be the last.
When former Congresswoman Karen Bass was sworn in last month as the first woman mayor of Los Angeles, it created another history-making moment.
Madam Mayor.
For the first time, black mayors are leading all four of the nation's biggest cities.
Why does you being in that role as an African American matter?
Well, it does demonstrate just how far we have come. And when you look at African Americans that are running cities across the country, progress has been made, but it hasn't been easy. But let me just say, it's one thing to get there.
Right.
You also have to stay there.
Houston's Sylvester Turner is entering his final year as mayor.
What lessons and what pieces of advice would you offer them?
Yes.
Well, number one, we have a strong freshman class. It requires a solid team. You can't do it by yourself. We must act because mayors have to produce.
Right.
And that includes tackling some of the biggest challenges facing their cities.
What's happening at the border, I think, is one major issue that everyone is facing: immigration.
Last year, roughly 40,000 migrants arrived in New York City, many bused there by the Texas governor.
It is overwhelming our infrastructure and our ability to give care to our taxpaying residents.
Just over a week ago, New York City Mayor Eric Adams traveled to El Paso, Texas, urging the federal government for more support.
No city should be going through this. Congress has an obligation, and the national government has an obligation that brings with the responsibility of dealing with this immediate crisis. This is a crisis.
Another crisis plaguing American cities: homelessness. Bass has declared a state of emergency.
A couple of the root problems in Los Angeles is our inability to build housing. It takes so long, there's so much paperwork and bureaucracy and red tape, and so the point of the state of emergency was to say we have to end that.
California has recently seen devastating storms, and Houston's mayor is leading efforts to address the impact of global warming.
Why is it such a top priority for you?
Well, you know, in the city of Houston, I've faced 7 federally declared disasters in 7 years. Who are the people who are most impacted? They are the people that are living in our vulnerable, marginal communities because they find themselves in a constant state of need and recovery.
Reflecting on the life experiences that led them to where they are today, the trio pointed to their roots.
I grew up in the hood. I still live in that hood. Nobody has to tell me about what's not there. I see it every day. But I'm determined not to be the mayor of 2 cities and one of have and have-nots.
I made a commitment at a very young age that I wanted to devote my life fighting for social and economic justice.
We're sending a signal: where you are is not who you are. Those who are sitting in jail right now know that your mayor was arrested. I'm living the life of people who are going through what I went through, and that's why I can govern, to make sure they don't have to continue to go through it.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Michelle Miller.
You know, what I like about that story is that all three of them seem to be talking about reflecting on personal experiences that have helped them get to where they are. I love what Mayor Turner said. You know, it's one thing to get there, it's another thing to stay there.
Yeah, all these big national American problems we face are, for them, local problems. They've got to solve them.
And they're of the people. Said I grew up in the hood, and I'm still in the hood. That's for sure.